Good day everyone, I'm Nogoy RC Angel H. So my topic is the most common extinguishing agents used. Page 81 po ito. First is water. Used only on Class A fires. These extinguishers contain water and compressed gas and should only be used on Class A fires. Water is the most effective in cooling the burning material below its ignition temperature. Under certain conditions, the steam converted from the water will exclude oxygen and smother the fire. Antifreeze solutions added to the water in some of these extinguishers prevent freezing but add nothing to the effectiveness. Most of the extinguishers are 2.5 gallons in capacity and it will deliver a stream up to 40 feet, horizontally contains water and compressed gas. So ito pong water firefighting extinguisher is naglalaman lang siya ng water and gas. So sa class A lang siya pwedeng gamitin like sa wood, fabric, paper, and rubber. Ways or methods water extinguishes fire. So imagine a fire as a living things that needs three things to survive. Meron tayo yung triangle, yung fuel, heat, and oxygen. To put out a fire, we need to remove at least one of these elements. So umpisahan natin sa cooling. Hindi ko nababasahin yung pinaka-definition niya dahil nandyan naman yan sa book natin. So, i-discuss ko na siya agad. So, this technique involves cooling the fire to a temperature below its ignition point. So, to cool a fire, we need to use water or other extinguishing agents to absorb heat and the fire to make it too cold to burn. So, pwede tayo gumamit ng hose spray water in case na magka-incident na ganito sa house natin. Next is smothering. This technique involves cutting off the supply of oxygen from the fire. So for example, we can use a blanket, wet blanket to cover the fire and you can also use soil or sand to cover the fire. So dito hindi tayo pwede gumamit ng basta-basta tubig lang dahil for example, kung yung nag-leak na oil is yun yung nagfa-fire tapos binuhusan natin siya ng tubig, may tendency pa siya na mas lalong lumaki yung apoy dahil mas kakalat siya. Unlike sa pag ginamitan natin siya ng sand is mapapatay natin siya agad. Second is dry chemicals. Extinguishers are usually rated for multi-purpose use. It contains an extinguishing agent and use a compressed, non-flammable gas as a propellant. So, meron tayong two types ng dry chemicals. We have regular or ordinary and multi-purpose dry chemical. So, yung regular is meron siyang sodium, potassium, and bicarbonate respectively. Used only sa Class B and Class C fires. Then, yung multi-purpose dry naman is meron siyang ammonium, phosphate. Ginagamit naman siya sa Class A, B, and C. A finely granulated agent was developed in 1943 and na-improve siya noong 1947. Then, yung size niya is nag-range sa 0.75 kilograms to 13.6 kilograms.
Dry powder extinguishers have a blue panel around them. They remove oxygen from a fire by smothering the flames. They're a good all-rounder, so you can use them to extinguish Class A, B, and C fires. It can be possible to use them on electrical fires and on Class D fires if you have a specific powder.
To use the extinguisher, you need to pull off the safety tag to break the seal. Then pull out the pin. Test that it works by pointing it away from the fire and squeeze the handle until the extinguishing agent comes out. Then you need to aim the nozzle at the base of the fire and squeeze the handle. You should use rapid sweeping motions to force the flames to the far edge until all the flames are out. These extinguishers have a range of about 8 meters on average.
Third is carbon dioxide. Used on Class B and Class C fires. Carbon dioxide extinguishes fire by smothering, reducing the oxygen level below that which supports combustion. These extinguishers are only effective from 3 to 8 feet. And also, nagko-contains lang ito ng pure non-flammable carbon dioxide gas under high pressure. And it works on fires involving live electrical equipment and flammable liquids.
Carbon dioxide extinguishers have a black panel round them. They remove oxygen from a fire by smothering the flames, and they can be used on either Class B fires or electrical equipment.
To use the extinguisher, you need to position the discharge horn and then pull off the safety tag to break the seal. Make sure you don't touch the extinguisher horn once you start discharging the extinguisher, even if it's a frost-free horn, because you'll risk getting ice burns. Pull out the pin and test that the extinguisher works by pointing it away from the fire. Then squeeze the handle until the extinguishing agent comes out. Then aim the horn at the base of the fire and squeeze the handle as you walk towards the flames. Once the flames are out, step back and keep discharging the extinguisher until you're a safe distance away. These extinguishers have a range of about 1 to 1.5 meters and will last for a minimum of 11 seconds.
And also, do not use carbon dioxide extinguisher on Class A fires because it causes a fire spread. Fourth is AFFF or spray foam extinguisher. So ito is nagpo-provide siya ng mabilis and powerful means of tackling flammable liquids. And yung foam nito is nagfo-form siya para i-seal or cover the surface to prevent the reignition. And suitable lang ito para sa Class A and Class B. And paggagamit naman tayo nito, wag natin directly spray sa fire, because it can cause to spread to near surface. Kakalat lang siya. This fire extinguisher foam comprises a mixture of film-forming, fluoroprotein, alcohol-resistant foams, film-forming foams, water, and air. Halons, used on Class B and C fires. These liquefied gases are most effective in interrupting the chain reaction, but they also have slight smothering and cooling effect. These are made up of carbon and one or more halogen elements like fluorine, chlorine, iodine, and bromine. These type of extinguishers are often used to protect valuable electrical equipment since they leave no residue to clean up. Halon extinguishers have a limited range, usually from 4 to 6 feet. The initial application should be made at the base of the fire, even after the fires have been put out. The older, better-known agents such as carbon tetrachloride, halon 104, and chlorobromomethane, halon 1011 are less effective and more toxic than the newer agents now in use. And also the halon 1211 bromochlorodiFluoromethane is a gas at normal temperature. It is discharged both partly as a liquid spray and partly as a gas. And last is halon 1301 bromotrifluoromethane is treated as a liquefied gas and the least toxic of the halons. This low toxicity allows for safe discharge from total flood system in occupied space such as a computer room. Metal or sand extinguisher, dry powder. This type of extinguishers are primarily used for flammable metals, class D. So being a non-inflammable material, when sand is dumped on a fire, it helps in cutting the supply of oxygen and absorbs a lot of heat. The following are different types of metal and sand extinguishing agents. Sodium chloride, used for metal fires involving magnesium, sodium, potassium, alloy, and powdered aluminum. Heat from the fire causes the agent to harden and form a crust that excludes air and dissipates heat. Powdered copper metal, used for fires involving lithium and lithium alloys. It is the only known lithium fire-fighting agent which will cling to a vertical surface, thus making it the preferred agent used on three-dimensional and flowing fires. Graphite-based powder. These are designed for use on lithium fires. It is also effective on fires involving high-melting metals such as zirconium and titanium. Sodium bicarbonate-based dry agents suppress fry with most metal alkalis, proporic liquids. It can be used with most Class D fire. Halotron extinguisher. So ano nga bang meron sa halotron na wala sa ibang mga fire extinguisher? Halotron is a eco-friendly and non-conductive chemical ingredients. Ito ay super effective sa classes A, B, and C types of fire. Ito ay super safe gamitin dahil hindi ito nakakalason at hindi siya nakakaharm sa environment. And especially, for example, may nasira kang electronic and ginamitan mo ng halotron extinguisher, hindi ito masisira. Fe36 hydrofluorocarbon 236Fa or known as HFC 236Fa. It is a DuPont manufactured halon 1211 replacement. This agent is less toxic than both halon 1211 and halotron I. It has a zero ozone depleting effect or potential. E36 is hindi pa naka-schedule para sa phase out unlike sa halotron I production. Last is water mist extinguishers. Ideally used for Class A fire where a potential Class C hazard exists. Unlike an ordinary water extinguisher, the misting nozzle provides safety from electric shock and reduces scattering of burning materials. In non-magnetic versions, water mist extinguishers are the preferred choice for MRI or NMR facilities or for deployment of mine sweepers. See how fine the spray is compared to any other extinguisher. Unlike any other water extinguisher, the water mist is safe for use on burning fats. Portable fire extinguishers are no substitute for sprinkler system, hose streams, or other firefighting devices. They contain a limited supply of extinguishing agent, and their discharge range and time is limited. But they are necessary even when properly is protected by an automatic fire protection device. So yung portable fire extinguisher natin is para lang siya sa unang lunas or sa mga maliliit na apoy. Types of extinguisher testing. We have hydrostatic test and service test. So, may papakita na lang ako na video para mas makita natin lahat kung paano nga ba ina-execute yung extinguisher testing.
During an annual inspection on your fire extinguishers, the technician will arrive on site and greet the customer contact before performing any work within the facility. Our technicians will walk the building and inspect all fire extinguishers on site. When the technician gets to a fire extinguisher, he or she first removes the cylinder from the bracket or cabinet. They will then check the manufactured date that is stamped on the bottom. This date dictates when the future tests are required. The inspector is also looking in the hose for obstructions and at the bottom of the cylinder for excessive corrosion. They then check the back of the cylinder for stickers indicating the last services that were performed on that unit. The gauge is then checked to make sure the cylinder is fully charged with pressure. The inspector then removes the pull pin to make sure it releases freely. The prior year service tag is then removed. When looking at your tags, you will notice the month and year of the last inspection, as well as what service was performed during the last inspection. Note by the hole punches on this tag, you will notice that this extinguisher was inspected in December of 2018. The extinguisher is certified for the next 12 months from the date punched. Our inspector then replaces the prior year's tag with the current, then wipes down the extinguisher to remove dust, grease, and grime. The last step is replacing the breakaway seal that holds the pull pin in the valve with the current year's seal.